Welcome back to Mike It Loud podcast. I'm Brittany Racine, and we are moving through our mini-series to bridge the gap between season 2 and season 3 this spring. Today, we are going to be talking about a topic that I think just blows right over everybody's head. And it's something that I think is super important, but it's never really discussed. And I think that it is something that can significantly impact our quality of life, whether it's your relationships, your reputation, what opportunities you're getting, what opportunities you're not getting, your stress level, honestly, your growth as a whole. So today's topic is watch your mouth. And I know that sounds hypocritical coming from somebody like me who swears like a sailor, but that is not what we're talking about. So just get off me. I'm sure I could improve on that, but that's not the focus of today's topic. Do you ever see someone or have a friend that just constantly is in conflict, whether it's with other friends, whether it's people in their family, whether it's work relationships? I mean, I would say it's very relationship focused, but with relationships come opportunities, come network. It's really hard to level up in life as an individual. A lot of times this is going to take community, and if you can't watch your mouth, it's not going to happen for you in a community. This was something that I feel like I've been practicing for a long time, or at least being very conscious of, and I didn't even realize it until some of my friends pointed it out. So thank you, football moms. They created the WWBD, is what they call it. What would Brit do? Which I'm not saying this needs to be a movement or anything, but they said that because after, spending a few weeks with me, they were like, you never say anything bad about anybody, which is shocking to me because I feel like I'm so straightforward. I guess it's not really talking behind your back though. Like if there's something that you got to know, I'm just going to tell you. I'm not going to be rude about it, but it might not be what you want to hear. But they were like, you really just don't have anything bad to say about anybody. And I do have bad things to say about people. But who you say this to and what you say, we are a mess right now. A mess. There are so many nasty things that people say about each other, and it's like the game of telephone. You know it's going to end bad. So I think that self-checking before you speak is one of the most important things you can do. I think a lot of times people use that as an excuse. Like say my friend Sally didn't have any money and was really struggling to pay the bills and was just like in it with this terrible time. Am I going to go up to our friend Ashley and say, hey, Ashley, just so you know, Sally doesn't have any money right now? Why am I saying that? Like, we need to ask ourselves, am I saying this to, first of all, who am I saying it to? Because there's a lot of people out there that are just a dumpster fire with their mouth. And I don't care how helpful you're going to pretend you're being. Those are not the people to say anything to, especially not about somebody else. So why are we getting involved or spreading a rumor, I'm going to say, for someone else? Is it actually to help them, or is it just to hurt somebody else in the situation, make us look better, or are we just bored, so we're just rambling it? Now, this was always super hurtful to me because I feel like I have been backstabbed. Everybody's been backstabbed. I'm not trying to make myself sound like I'm so special compared to everybody else. We've all been backstabbed. But I think there's those people who tell your dirt in like I'm just worried about you way. No, they're not. So I think we need to ask ourselves, am I saying this to genuinely help someone? Why am I telling this information? If Sally has no money and I'm genuinely worried about her, I'm not going to go tell everybody about that because that's embarrassing and it's going to be embarrassing to her. Am I doing that to level myself up and say, oh my gosh, look at how nice of a person I am. I'm worried about Sally and how broke she is. No, like that also doesn't make anybody actually think that you're genuine either. It is so important to watch your mouth before you say somebody else's business. And it doesn't even have to be big things because you know how quickly something could wildfire into something that you did not say. And there's always that like passive aggressive shit talking where you're like, you said this so that you can say like, oh, I was worried, but you knew that you were dropping a bomb. My first impression of somebody, if you're one of those people that's going to come to me and tell me everybody's dirt, I am not going to tell you anything about myself. You will be a surface level friend forever. I feel like that is the biggest warning sign for somebody, how they talk about other people, which maybe they just flat out hate this person and they don't hang out with them anyways. But a lot of times they are talking negatively about someone that they then act like they're their friend. That is a huge red flag for me. And it makes you look like a nasty person. It makes you look untrustworthy. It makes you look insecure. It makes you look jealous. It makes you look like you want someone to fail, which maybe that's your vibe, but that's not how I want to live. And that's not what I want people to think about me either. So in that specific situation, that's likely always going to come back to bite you in the ass. So whatever it is that you're about to just unload on somebody, is it helpful? Is it necessary? Is it gossipy? Is it hurtful? Or am I just saying this to connect with somebody and have something to talk about? If you are one of these people that's not very good at that, this is why you have so much conflict in your life, in your relationships, in your friendships, because you need to shut your mouth. Sorry. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm just telling you, clean it up a bit and the drama will subside. Okay, now this one is going to go hand in hand with manifesting. And if you're not a manifester, you're not a mindset person, I'll just scrape the surface of it. Watch what you tell yourself and what you put out there. The second you start saying negative things out there, like universe, God, everybody out there is going to start bringing you more of that. Like you're manifesting more of that. Once you put words to your bad moods and your attitudes and your negative self-talk, that really just perpetuates more negativity and more of that exact same pattern back in alignment with you. Lowers your energy, lowers your vibe. But the law of attraction, if you're stressed about money or you're stressed about your weight, you will bring in what you focus on. So watch your mouth on what you put out into the world. Watch your internal dialogue, because obviously whatever you're going to tell your brain, you're going to slowly start to believe. So you got to rewire that. I've probably read 7 books in the past 2 years on the law of attraction. If you don't know what that is, read it now, and it will immediately change the way that you speak to yourself and the words that you're going to put out there in the world. Stop perpetuating negative shit. Another place to watch your mouth, on the internet. Not everybody needs to know your opinion on something. There are many times when people will be on a rant on something, whether it's political or some belief that they have, or just something that has wound them up. I don't feel the need to add fuel to the fire. If they're asking me for advice, they're asking me for my opinion, and it's something that I'm experienced in or educated on, that's different. But why do we constantly feel like we need to have words with whatever it is? You don't have to have an opinion about every single thing. And just because you don't talk doesn't mean that you're supporting their opinion. You're just not buying into the bullshit that they're spewing. And usually I feel like these are a lot of negative things. Like the more negative somebody is, they want you to complain with them. And I mean, I'm guilty of this too. I've done it before too, where I'm complaining about something and then I'm like, you know what, let's just talk so much shit right now about the line at the grocery store. I don't know, something dumb like that. It's more fun to jump on the shit talking train. Misery likes company. So instead of jumping on that, giving your opinion, complaining with them, you can either let them vent and not let them bring you down, or you have the ability to change the direction that the conversation is going, to change the energy of the conversation. Change the subject if you have to. Make a joke. Sometimes I'm notorious for making a joke in inappropriate places, but they usually land pretty well. If somebody is just unloading and just having a moment, sometimes maybe they need to laugh to break it up. But the last thing I'm going to do is either argue with them or jump in and continue. Now let's look at watching your mouth in a business perspective. If you are in an industry, and I'm going to use real estate as an example because obviously that's the industry that I'm in. If you are somebody that constantly puts other agents down or other people in your industry down to make yourself look better, I just think that's a nasty look. Sometimes clients will say, well, why should I pick you over anybody else? And the last thing that I go to is putting other people down to make myself look better. And I always think it's weird too, because a lot of times people talk negatively about people they don't even know very well. And then it's what if you end up getting to know this person and you're like, I really like them. Then you feel like shit because you trashed them for so long, and they're definitely going to find out about it sometime because now you're hanging out with them and everybody knows all the nasty things that you said. You can judge, you can do whatever you want, but don't say it. The weird thing too in the real estate industry is I feel like a lot of people treat it like it's a court situation, like one person is winning and one person is losing. This is just a transaction. Your person wants to sell it and my person wants to buy it, or vice versa. They're both in favor of this. So why would we treat each other horribly, talk negatively about the other person? There's no good in that. And then you get a reputation of being that agent. God, I don't want to work with her because then she's going to, say all these nasty things about me on the internet or trash my name in whatever area. The majority of people are going to respect the people who talk nice about other people, the people who don't get involved in all the drama. Those people really radiate their own confidence and honestly intelligence. They're not going to take the bait for somebody else's dumbass high school crap. And I think especially in a business situation, that sets you aside and makes you so much more professional and so much easier to work with. People are going to give you opportunities if they know that you're going to bring good vibes. You're not going to be complaining. You're not talking bad about people. No one really wants to be around that. And if they are one of those people, it's almost refreshing to be around somebody that isn't. Now, when it comes to networking situations, I feel like so many people make the mistake of trying to know more than they actually know. You don't need to relate to every single person. I think there's something refreshing about asking questions to somebody who is an expert in an industry or in a field that you're not as familiar with. You don't need to compete with them. Why do people compete with each other on that? They're like, oh yeah, I did that too. No, you didn't. You did not do that. And someone who is very experienced in that is going to know that. People genuinely admire people who ask questions, who inquire, who want to get to know you, who want to learn from you, who respect what you have to say in a business situation, in a networking situation. And these are also people that you ask. Ask for opportunities. Ask if they have a connection to somebody. Like, that's where, when you should watch your mouth, you should be saying these things. Hey, you know what? I'm looking for somebody that does this. Do you know someone? Can you connect me with somebody? That's going to be way better than you coming up and trying to act like you know what they do. You've done what they do. You're experiencing that, been there, done that. I don't need you to tell me how to do it. Or this seems like such common sense, but it's unbelievable how many people clearly have never thought of this. In this one, I have been learning because I am a hothead. I don't know if you know this. If you listen to my astrology episode, you will understand that I am an absolute burning ball of fire all the time. Positive vibes for the most part, but that shit can burn hot when you piss me off. And I am very reactive. So like, you say one thing, like, bam, I got it right back. But this is where I'm getting better at that. If somebody throws a bomb in my face, instead of reacting right away, I literally just don't reply yet. Don't reply, because I know whatever I say is going to blow them away in a way that is not repairable. A lot of these situations are not worth burning bridges, whether it's relationships, families. So many people can't even communicate with people in their family because they can't take a moment and just understand, like, this person wants to live in that gossipy, negative conflict cycle. That's what they do. So instead of bombing those people back, maybe we just take a step back and just say, you know what, it's not worth, some of them might not be worth ruining a relationship over. Like, yeah, set a boundary and understand, like, I definitely don't want to spend too much time with this person because they suck the life out of me and it's really hard for me to bite my tongue that long. But why waste your energy and your anxiety? And you can't change them. But you can change the way that you respond, the words that you say, and what you're putting out there to other people, what you're putting out into the world, what you're aligning yourself, whatever you're manifesting. Law of attraction. Come on. The law of attraction is so fun. I wish it was instant though. That'd be cool. So this was a quick one today. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope you learned something. I hope you held yourself accountable to some of the things that you were like, oh, maybe that wasn't the right way to respond to that. Apologize, own it, move on. That's one thing that you can do to put yourself on a better path with these people, these relationships, these situations that you're trying to smooth over. So take the time, think about what it is you're saying, think about how this is going to affect your reputation, impact the amount of conflict and drama in your life. And does this truly align with what you want out of life and how you want to feel about yourself and other people? It is crazy how powerful words are. Words are either going to be building your life or quietly destroying it. I think the fastest way to change your life is to change the way that you speak. And when I say the way you speak, I don't mean proper English and like having a monologue ready to go. I'm just saying your tone, your words, like what you're choosing to put out there. So I hope you watch your mouth going forward. I'm going to go wash mine out with soap since I swore like 48 times in this episode. Join me again next week for another mini-series. Reach out to me if you want to be a part of season 3, if you have a story or a business you want to promote, or if you have someone that you want to refer to me for season 3. Give me your feedback. I love talking to you guys about this. I love hearing about what parts of this podcast like really stuck with you. So give me your feedback. Follow me on socials. All the ways to get a hold of me are going to be in the show notes. And again, I'm Brittany Racine with Mike It Loud, and we will see you next week.